Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're taking a look at Action Jack. This is actually the Figurized Standard Ultraman Suit Jack Action version. Action just referring to the fact that it does not come with an LED unit. For the torso section, it has a little bit better articulation then, which gives it the action posability. So we have some better posability with this one, but this big, massive, bulky boy is going to be really awesome. I'm definitely looking forward to checking this one out. Let's go ahead and get into it for today's video. Right, so anyway, we got some really cool artwork here on the front of the box with an awesome punching pose there. Very cool. And on the side of the box here, you can see even the box is quite thick for this one, being definitely a thicker box than what we've typically seen if you've built any other kits in this line. Over here on the bottom of the box, we got some images of the fully built and painted kit there, front and back, and showing off some of the quite varied different range of accessories that we have with this and weapons. You have like some swords, giant axe, some other beam weapons there. So a whole bunch of different weaponry that we have included. And they're about the LED unit, which is sold separately that you can get that will light up the chest and the eyes too. It's a pretty cool LED unit, but it definitely does increase the price quite a bit. Over here on the top of the box, a little bit about the Ultraman suit Jack there, and another photo of the kit, and then a little bit about the Ultraman just kind of series in general. Ultraman springs into action. And with that, we can go ahead and open up the box here. So let's check it out. As usual with this line, it looks like we are going to have some stickers, both foil stickers and some very teeny tiny marking stickers. Take a look at those here in just a second, but first take a look at our included instruction manual here, which on the front has the same box art right there. At the bottom, again, more information about the suit and the axe there, the mat shoot and ultra axe, for example. On the back side here is going to be our marking guide, where all those little markings are going to go around on the suit. Up there, down there, and then our color guide is down there at the bottom as well. On the inside of the manual, we've got part of the construction is going to be there in color. The rest of the construction is all going to be here in black and white, and our parts list is in here as well, also in black and white. As for those stickers, yeah, it's quite a lot of color correcting foil stickers here, but again, it is pretty standard for the line. Unfortunately, as much as I love these kits, they do tend to be a little bit sticker heavy. And these marking stickers as well, I usually don't use just because they're so tiny. They're teeny little markings on there that you can absolutely use these, and they would add more details. I'm not going to be using them here for the purpose of today's video. On a side note, I do kind of wish that Bandai would come out with like a waterslide decal set that came with some of these decals for maybe like a couple of the different Ultraman Figurized Standard suits. I think that would be cool. As far as I know, they've not come out with anything like that though. I think it would be worthwhile. All right, let's get into the runners here, starting off with ACB7. It's in a clear ABS plastic here for the display base. I will say this is a different display base than what I've seen in past Figurized Standard Ultraman kit releases, and this one definitely looks better, so I'm really happy about that. Here's runner A in 4 colors. We've got clear yellow, a plain clear part up there, a kind of clear blue part over here, which is very interesting. We'll see some more of that in a little bit, and then the main red color, which does look very nice. Runners B and C are in a molded silver, which also looks really nice here. There's runner B. Runner C we have 2 of, so it's not a plated silver, but the molded silver, I gotta say, does look really nice for this one. Runner D we also have 2 of, some more parts here in red, and then runner D1 is some clear blue effect parts here, which, like I was saying, is a very interesting clear blue. Since the HG Shin Burning Gundam, I think, was the first one to use this new kind of clear plastic that they're doing, where it's basically clear plastic that seems to be just kind of injected with like an iridescent pigment, which makes it catch the light and look really nice there, so that looks fantastic. And then lastly, runners E and F are in a dark gunmetal color here. Runner E we have 2 of for some joint parts and weapons parts there. And then runner F, some more of those parts, including hand parts, and you can see this big long part here for the handle of the axe as well. So that's it for all the parts. Looks really cool. I'm very excited. Let's go ahead and get it built up. All right, and here is this big bulky boy, definitely going to be much larger than the rest of the line. If you guys have built any of the other Figurized Standard Ultraman suits, this one is quite large and features the same great details, the same great level of detail, I should say. It does suffer, like with the rest of the series, to be a little bit sticker heavy in certain areas. I'll show you guys where the stickers are here in just a minute, but for the most part, I think, as you can see there, they're not really going to be all that obvious. I mean, if you're just building the kit up, put the stickers on, and have it on your shelf, it's not really going to be the thing that you're going to notice straight away, for sure. Now, it is also probably going to look even better if you do want to put the LED unit into it, but for now, let's go ahead and check out what's included, which is not the LED unit in this case, but let's go ahead and get into the accessories. And I guess before we get into that, actually, let's just take a quick look and give you guys an actual height here. So it's almost 7 inches in height, or in other words, that's coming up to about 17.5 centimeters. So it's a pretty tall boy. Anyway, we've got some hand option parts first of all. So we got these nice closed fists. We've also got a nice big giant set of nicely detailed open hands here. We've got weapon holding hands here, and you'll notice we don't have the backing, so you will have to swap the backing from the closed fist onto the weapon holding hands when in use. And the same thing goes for these open hands here like this as well. So instead of open and outstretched, they're kind of like open, running, or chopping, or whatever you want to do here, saluting maybe with those open hands. We've got our display base here, which is pretty nice. You can see there's a couple points where this can be plugged into and a couple of points of articulation. This is going to plug in around here on the back skirt. If we pop off his butt plate there, that's where that's going to plug in. Now, in case you didn't want to use this piece, which also doubles as the piece for pressing the button to turn on the LED unit if you do have the LED installed, there is also just this regular clasp piece which you can use just around the waist. That way you don't have to plug anything into his butt. And if you wanted to use this base for something else, some other kit, we do have just a standard 3mm peg adapter there. And then at the bottom of the base where this is plugged into here, if you wanted to plug this into a standard, like a regular Bandai larger action base, you can use this piece here on the bottom instead. And for his main weapon, we've got this very long axe, and very large axe too. It comes out to over 26 centimeters in total length. So here you go, compared to the size of the figure, you can see it's going to be well over its actual head height. And again, nice details around on this. These lower red sections, the large red sections, is a separate piece, but these red stripes here across the top, that's a couple of red stickers there. And then lastly, we've got a couple of weapon options for here on the forearm, so you can pop that piece off, and you can swap that with this piece, and then we have two different options which will go into this piece, either this long blade like that, or this sort of like, I'm not sure exactly what this is, some sort of like cannon here as well. And you have two of those, so you could have them both the same or both different, whatever you want to do as far as those arm weapons go. And of course, for around here on the back of the arm on either side, you can swap out this piece right here, and this will allow you to use, of course, that signature effect part, which does look really cool there out the back side of the arm. So very cool. Last thing to note, if you do want to use an LED unit in here, it's going to go inside. You're going to have to use a different piece, so you have like this leftover piece, and just it's very clear in the manual about that. So just make sure to follow the menu carefully if you do have an LED unit that you want to use with this. Unfortunately, it does not include one, but that does keep the price much lower than if it would have included one. But it just kind of goes into the section here. And of course, while we're here, I shouldn't forget about these giant cannons that go on the back side as well. So these like shoulder blade pieces, you are going to replace with these parts, which have a hard point which attaches these big giant cannons on the back, which can be folded back like that or rotated up and over the shoulder like so. And so those also, if you look carefully inside, have a couple of orange stickers for like inside the barrel of these cannons. But we've got two of these that when in use over the shoulder are going to be like that, so they are asymmetrical. They have the one piece that attaches onto either the left or the right side, depending on which side of the back. So a lot of really cool weapons here, but let me really quick go through and point out some of the other stickers here on the kit. So to get these silver lining bits here around the chest, that's a couple of stickers you'll have to use right there. Going around here onto the back side, that silver bit right in the lower back, that is also a silver sticker. Here on the side of the biceps, you have a couple little like bits of white lining there. That's going to be stickers here. And then on the forearm, this red lining going around the edge of this silver part, that's also stickers there. Here around at the back of the ankle, a little red sticker right there. And then up here on the knee, it's a silver sticker that wraps around that red part there at the knee. And then a red sticker which goes across this silver part there on like the side of the hips. And then lastly, a red sticker that goes on like the inside of the forearm right there. So that does kind of seem like a lot, and it is kind of a lot, but I think, as I mentioned before, mostly it's not really all that noticeable. I mean, like looking at the figure, it's not immediately noticeable that it does have all those stickers around on there. So I think they do go on rather nicely if you take the time to, put them on carefully, and I think they can look pretty good, but there's a lot of detail there. And so the stickers certainly don't stand out, at least in my opinion. I think it works out pretty well. As far as the articulation goes, I'm not going to go through every single bit of detail of the articulation, but the articulation overall is pretty standard to the rest of the line in that it's pretty good and you're able to do most poses pretty nicely. We have a nice kind of double joint here at the hip, which should allow you a pretty good amount of movement, but these thigh parts are rather thick. Anyway, the articulation of this line in general for all of the other different Ultraman suits that I've reviewed has been pretty good for doing most poses. It is a little bit lacking in some areas, but I think they do kind of strike a good balance, because if they put too much emphasis into the articulation, it kind of then takes away from the look of the model kit. It won't look right because you'll have to have all this kind of articulation, and just based on the original design, you'll have to change too much of the design in order to add more articulation in. So I think it's a good balance of giving us enough articulation while not sacrificing too much of the overall design of the figure. So I'm happy with it. Let's go ahead and try out some poses anyway and see how it looks. And as you'll see, even though it is lacking in some areas in terms of the articulation, one area where this kit is certainly not lacking, well, two areas where this kit is certainly not lacking. Number one, in terms of the weapons and accessories, we have a lot of great accessories and weapons that you can use with this. A nice set of hand option parts, we have the base included, so it comes with a lot of stuff, basically everything that you could want, so that's fantastic. The other great thing about this is just the size. It's a very big and bulky suit, and for that reason it's certainly very unique, certainly stands out. If you guys have been collecting, building any of the other Ultraman suits in this line, which as you guys have seen here on my channel, I've built a number of them. I really like them quite a lot. They're definitely some of my favorites from the Figurized line, and this one is definitely going to stand out, definitely going to get some good attention. So it looks really nice. The details on there, the color separation is good. There is a few stickers around here and there. Overall, they're nothing like really too major. They're mostly for small details, so whether you choose to use them or not, I think you're going to have a good looking figure straight out of the box. Going ahead and maybe doing a little bit of panel lining on there to bring out those details could also look nice. These kits do look really, really good painted, so if you've not ever tried painting one, I could highly recommend that to you guys. This one in particular, there's not really too much in the way of seam lines on it. The way that the kit is made, pretty much anywhere where there would be a seam, it's just like a armor panel detail line, so you really wouldn't have to worry too much about seam line removal, so it would be a pretty easy one to paint in that sense. And then of course another way to make it look even better would be to add that LED unit in there. Would make the chest, that clear blue part in the chest, light up, and would make the eyes light up yellow too, which would look nice, because now just the eyes being dark, I mean, it looks fine, but definitely having those lit up. And although the LED unit is not super bright, you could customize and like make a custom one too, which would ultimately look better, so that's another option. But you know, having the chest and the eyes lit up would be a nice option to look into as well, although I do kind of find it a bit of a pain to have to take off the back plate and switch the LED on and off every time you want to turn it on anyway. I think it does auto shut off, but that's it for this review, guys. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. If you guys want to check out this kit and some more of the Figurized line from Bandai, you can check the link in the video description to USA Gundam Store. Like I said, I highly recommend checking out, at the very least, the Ultraman suits in the Figurized lineup, as they're definitely really cool, a lot of fun, and you have some great options to choose from. So check the link in the video description, and if you guys wouldn't mind leaving a like while you're here, making sure that you're subscribed, I really appreciate all of your support. Until next time, hope you guys all have a great day, and I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.